Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Soul Talk. I am your host, Rabbi Zevi Weinberg. For those of you that don't know me, I am the author, blogger on KabbalahWisdom.org. I've written over 20 books. You can Google my name, Zevi Weinberg. My Amazon author page will come up. And I am so excited that we have a rising star in the Kansas City real estate world with us today. Actually, I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Ari Buberman. Very excited to be here today and answer some very important life questions.
Absolutely. So, Ari, the reason I asked you to come is because I'm noticing that the young people of today, they just seem, to be perfectly frank, lost. And I think we got to deal with the first question in life is why we exist. So, you know what? I'm a rabbi. That's what I study all day long. So I'm going to give the first answer, and then I'd like to hear from you. And let's just have a dialogue about this, why we exist. Because, imagine you're on a ship. You get every single luxury in the world, but you have no destination. Can you imagine how you'll feel? How can you feel good in life if you have no direction, even if you have everything? So for thousands of years, people worked so hard just to be able to be where we are, around the world. I'd love to send some of the people that are complaining about America to around the world. There are 700 million people that would do anything just to have your visa, anything just to have your passport, anything. There are people that are taking these caravans. Why? They just want jobs. They just want safety. Okay, so we got the jobs if we want them. We have the safety, but we're unhappy because we don't know where we should be going. And as a Jew and as a rabbi, I want to tell you, God came to us on a mountain 3,300 years ago, and he says, buddies, here's what you got to do. And it boils down to one thing. It's really simple. Just be good and kind. And so when we think about that, okay, well, what is my role in this world? My role is to be good and kind. I remember I was teaching at Kansas University. I met there a very sweet, you have these Jewish girls that they're just like Yiddish mama, even though she wasn't married yet, but just has that kind of what we call chen, a certain refinement. So I said, what do you do? So she says, I do mitzvahs. I help people. It's like, that's a good thing to be doing. So everything that we do in life, if you have to get a career, you're getting a career. Why? So you could support your family, so you could help people. If you're getting married, you're getting married. Why? So you could be a good husband, a good wife, a good father. You could make the world a better place. So if it's all about what the world can give me, then you'll never be satisfied. Whatever you get, it's meaningless. Imagine you're on a ship. What can the ship give me? So whatever they give you, but you have no direction, there's nothing purposeful in your life. But if the question is, what can I give the world? I think you've got an amazing world in front of you. Ari, what do you think? Give me your 2 cents. Because as you say, you're the headline of your emails, one wise man. And I got to say, that's 100% true.
Yes, actually, that stems from my great grandmother's maiden name. And uh, I never did get to meet her, but I think that last name does say a lot for sure. So, my 2 cents on that, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Um, yes, I mean, look at the problem we have at the border going on right now. You've got kids as young as 10 and 8 and sometimes younger years old just being thrown over that border because all they want is the American dream. And that's what my parents, being immigrants of Russia, they understand that. And that's where I think a lot of people don't understand that. They didn't grow up with that immigrant background. They didn't grow up, hearing the stories of how their family came here with no more than $20 in their pocket. And I think because of that, obviously there are lessons to learn from that. And the good news is that they were brought up in a very sheltered world, and that's a good thing from one end. But from the other perspective, um, in my opinion, that's why a lot of my generation is lost and confused as to what needs to what they're here for, what they're here on this earth to do.
So Ari, let me reverse it for a second, because you're a wise Jewish young man and you got, I think you got your stuff together. You got a job, and I know you're looking to get married. So you have direction. You're not as lost as I would say a lot of others. So I want to like interview you. You mind if I do that?
Please do.
Okay, I'm going to pretend I'm the young person and I'm looking for some advice. And hopefully, if you're a young person watching this, you'll say, okay, maybe I could actually emulate this guy. Maybe I can learn something from him. So Ari, why do we exist?
Why do we exist? In my view, it's to bring purpose to this world. It's to hopefully, while you're bringing purpose, taking care of you and yourself and those around you, and on top of that, being able to, like you're saying, do mitzvahs and help as much as you can, when you can, and how you can. On top of being a good son, husband, grandfather, whatever it is, those things all stem together.
Right. So, but there's just so much inequality in this world. I mean, how do we deal with it?
Unfortunately, yes, that's something that exists. And the good news about my generation is we're trying very hard to reverse it and change it for the better. And in the process, I think we're a little lost of maybe focusing too much on the others, while not focusing enough on ourselves. And life is all about happy balances, right? You got to have a little bit of everything, not too much of one, not too much of the other. So that's where it kind of starts and ends, in my opinion.
Right. Balance. That's super important. Not to get kind of, it's almost like you could be cultish about anything.
Yes.
But actually, you have to take everything for what it is, and it's like you can't just fall apart. Okay, well, that's something, when I have the chance, I'll do it. You have to serve yourself. You got to serve others. And it looks like we might have just lost Ari there. Maybe that was a divine coincidence, because he gave us tremendous advice there, which is life is about balance. And everything that happens in life is there to guide us. And I'm just going to conclude, I hope he gets back on soon, but in case he doesn't, that ultimately our goal in this world is to be the best human being that we can be. And really, God has given us a guideline. I have a book, it's called God's Guide. Read it. It's available on Amazon. It's on my website, free of charge. You can go to my website, KabbalahWisdom.org, academyoflife.org, and you'll see it. It's there on the front page, God's Guide. And the bottom line is, guys, we're living in the best times in human history. It's never been better. And so therefore, I'm begging you, don't let the media, don't let somebody else's cause overtake you. It's good to be compassionate. I bought a home for a Black lady and her children. But that's not the only thing in my life. I also have my children. I also have my meaning. We're able to do many things. In fact, we're able to do everything as long as we don't get overwhelmed by one thing. So let everything be a teacher to you. Keep on growing, move forward. I love you. You can do it. You want to reach out to me, just go to Ask the Rabbi on my website or contact. I'm here for you, and keep up the good work. Ari, welcome back.
I apologize.
No problem. I actually just did like a concluding thought. So, but if you have any final words of wisdom, what would you suggest to a young person today? You're 24, right?
23.
23. Even better. What are you going to suggest to the 20-year-olds of today of how to, I don't know, live life, I'll let you take over.
Yes, Baruch Hashem, I'm fortunate enough to have seen a lot of different parts of the world, And I think that would be a very beneficial thing for young people to see other parts of the world, see how lucky they are in the good old US of A. And you definitely got to see the motherland, Israel. You definitely got to see other parts of the world. And I think that will open the eyes of many young people. um, my word of advice is travel as much as you can while you can.
Okay, very good. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate your time. And with God's help, we will all discover our fundamental purpose of existence. Again, if you're on a boat and you know where you're going, everything else is not as important as the direction of your life. And if you need some good advice, in my book, Kabbalah Love, which you can go to KabbalahLove.org, KABBALAH, KabbalahLove.org. It's available for free on my website. It was actually a 5-part TV interview series. You can see the TV interview series. I give you lots of good tips, but it boils down to, as we said before, goodness and kindness. Basically, life boils down to ask not what the life can give to me, but what I can give to life. And once you open yourself up to the fact that I am part of this beautiful tapestry of life, and my specialty is what I can contribute, you will see a world of opportunity. But if you're always thinking about the negative, you'll see a world of loss. And so that's the question we have to ask ourselves. Do we want to live in an absolute abundance, a world of opportunity, a world in which there's so much good that we can do, or basically fear and anxiety? And the choice is each and every one of ours. There's a lot. The media wants to suck you into this negative energy. God wants to say, no, you are awesome. We're all awesome, and we all can make a positive difference. So that's the thing, guys. Let's focus on the positivity. And Ari, I just want to say again, I really appreciate your time, and may God bless you. And may we all meet, as you say, in the motherland in Israel tonight with the coming of the Mashiach. We know, and that's a very important belief as well, having that hope that Mashiach one day, the fact that we're back in Israel is a miracle. What was the chances? It's the only time in history that a nation that was kicked out 2,000 years ago returned. It's a prophecy, and it happened in our time. So this shows us that the world is not random. It's being led by God, and it's always getting exponentially better. Again, you were speaking about people going out, see the world. Also, think in your head where we were even 100 years ago. Your average rate of life was half. Tyranny was probably most of the world. America was a free country. Very few places were democracy. We have a world that basically is open. The internet opened the entire world. I mean, you should be so thankful that you're alive today. And the spirituality, you go to Chabad.org, you can study mysticism that wasn't even revealed to the mystics 100 years ago. Well, we have like, I don't know, it's almost like God on our fingertips. We have so much. So let's be focused on the positive. I want to also leave everyone with one practical message. I teach people this, and I write about it in my book, and it's so simple. The first thought of your day becomes your train of thought. Think positive in the morning, you'll have a positive day. When you wake up, the first thing you got to do, after Jews, we say, Moedani, we thank God for restoring our soul. We say, we trust you. And then all you got to do is think 10 things you're grateful for. You do that, then you start a process that you're happy in the morning. If you're happy in the morning, you'll be happy in the afternoon and in the night. And if you're happy every morning, afternoon, and night, chances are you're going to have a very happy life. So, Ari, once again, thank you so much for joining us, and see you guys again on Soul Talk. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Take care.